I'm an undertaker and I picked up my first self-unalive tonight. The hardest part was what the husband said to me. Not safe for work. I just recently entered my dream career of being an undertaker. I absolutely love my job and I've picked up many unalive bodies before this one, most of those being nursing homes and hospital. But tonight I got my first call for a self-alive. I won't go into detail about how she did it, but she was a 73-year-old lady. We were told to proceed this case with caution because the husband was absolutely distraught, as expected, since he found her. My partner and I arrive at the house and the police brief us on what they know. We walk in and the husband is sitting on a desk, looking okay. There was an obvious sadness in his voice, and he had been crying, but he greeted us with a smile and asked us how we were. I honestly had mad respect for how he was keeping it together. He asked us if he could show us where she was, and said he just wanted to take one last look at her. We don't judge someone's grief process. If he wanted to see the mess again, we would let him do whatever he wanted. This was his goodbye. We walked into the bedroom and she was on the floor. He just smiled sadly at her and said hi sweetheart and then left us to do our thing. We got her in the bag and on the gurney, fill out all the paperwork with the police, and then it was time to leave. We rolled her through the house and stopped when we saw the husband. This was the part that got me in all of this. He looked at me, not my partner, an older man who obviously has been doing this for a long time, but at me, the 19-year-old who was rolling his unalive wife out of their shared home. He smiled at me sadly and just said, "So this is when you take her away?" My heart broke for him. I felt so bad for taking this man's wife away from him. "I'll take good care of her. I promise," I reassured him. It was the only thing I could think of to say. He gave me a smile of relief, and that was that. Anyways, we finished the job as usual, but that comment really stuck with me. I don't usually need to get these things off my chest. I'm completely fine with the messy part of the job. None of that has ever fazed me, and it didn't faze me with this job either. It was this man's heartbreak that got to me. The way he was obviously devastated but put on such a brave face. It was like he was wearing a glass mask. I could see everything behind it so obviously, but he was doing such a good job of keeping it together. I was proud of him, and I'm so sorry to him for his loss. Truly,